and welcome to the African Queer Youth Initiative, AQYI. We are a network of young LGBTQ+ activists and organizations across Africa. Our mission is to give a voice to young African LGBTQ+ people and empower them to lead change through campaigns, organizing, advocating for policy changes, research, networking, and capacity building. With members from across Africa, we represent a diverse and vibrant community of young people. Today, we are honored to share some incredible stories from the heart of the LGBTQ+ movement from across our communities in Africa, highlighting their courage, resilience, and hope in driving change in Africa.
One of the biggest challenges I have had to endure as a person is the fact that I was born a left-handed person. The narrative has been very depressing, humiliating, and full of desperate need for a change to be a right-handed person. The need for a desperate acceptance. No matter how hard I tried, or I'm still trying as a young African, it seemed not to work. From accused of being cursed to disrespectful, and then having on constant occasions explaining myself to the ears that is not even ready to listen, of the fact that being left-handed is not something I learnt. Rather, it's an innate thing. Well, if you think that, and just as anything we are born with becomes a course we must study to explain ourselves worthy of acceptance, is confusing. Wait till the narrative of being yourself, LGBT, comes up. Recently, the development around some parts of Africa has become worse, with politicians riding on the shoulders of innocent but naive citizens to drive a cause which supposedly is aimed at sanitizing the system and making it morally right, hence obliterating the existence of queer people. In DRC, queer persons are to face a sentence up to 10 years in prison if caught engaging or on suspicions of being LGBT. The story is not far from different in Ghana. Some group known to be propagating the idea of enshrining proper African family values have proposed a bill which, when signed by the president into law, seeks to sentence persons of being gay and on suspicions of being gay to a jail terms of up to 5 years. It's on these false narrations that constant attack mob actions on persons in the country has been rampant more than usual recently. In a conversation with two queer persons, Daniel, gay, and Naomi, intersex, one of the main challenges that queer folks face is sort of witch hunting, which hinges on the back of hypocritical individuals with the agenda of instilling proper human sexual rights. Queer persons have been subjected to mob actions, discrimination, and annihilation in record numbers in recent times. However, there is a glimmer of hope, one that stems from all experiences gathered, one that comes with strength, stems from constant discrimination, one that ink the mentality to keep on holding on, that very soon light will be seen from the end of a tunnel, just as I've gathered enough strength to triumph over discrimination and disrespect of being left-handed, a subject that may seem minor yet so sensitive, perhaps only to those who feel it or those who can deeply relate. I've endured the act of not being ashamed, the act of facing the worst adversity towards all that seem hateful to things that cannot simply change or be manipulated. I've only made embracing me be the strength that holds me together and remind me to keep climbing higher the ladder of life to attain respect, be assertive, and critical to who, where, and what I surround myself to gain acceptance of my true self.
Across the continent in Kenya, we witness a movement gaining momentum. Stephen speaks of strides taken, barriers broken, and a community coming together to rewrite their narrative.
2023 was a very delicious year, a very amazing year. Just like any other movements, the LGBTQ plus movement in Kenya was awake, very vibrant and organizing. But then we've had very significant rulings. We've had amazing and affirming rulings from the Supreme Court that saw the Supreme Court declare themselves that the National Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Commission could be registered with the NGO Coordination Board. That was perfect. But then what has this birthed? What this has birthed is a rise in homo-hateful movements, a rise in homo-hateful organizing. There's been advancement of homo-hateful narratives, state sanctioned homophobia through issues like introduction of homo-hateful laws, particularly the Family Protection Bill. Now, what does this really mean for the organizing in Kenya? One, the bill in itself introduced grassroots conversations that then led to a rise in the religious space, using the already available platform, that is the podium, to advance homo-hateful narratives through the concept of family. And the connotation of family within all this conversation is to mean that queer and non-binary folks are a huge threat to the family unit. Now, what are this really, how are these impacted on queer and non-binary folks? We've seen a rise in conversion therapy practices where affirming families have retracted back to their previous understanding and notions. Apart from this, we've just seen a very huge rise in mental health struggles from queer and non-binary folk. We've seen economic sabotage where there's been deliberate layoff of queer and non-binary folks. We appreciate that the movement is alive. There's been a lot of litigation and influencing efforts that have been going on to just push back this rise in the hateful movements, to silence the weapons that have been so sharpened against us. How has this been done? We've just seen deliberate organizing or collaboration from queer-led CSOs. We are coming together now more than we've ever been united, because we are fighting one demon. Additionally, there's been continuous mapping of what resources are available. How then can these resources be used to really address issues to do with safety and security response, issues to do with access to essential services, issues to do with just advocacy in totality. And also there's been a deliberate grassroots organizing where organizing has not only been centralized in the capital. We are going out. We are spreading out to even the rural-based settings for us to counter those existing narratives, to us to counter those existing homo-hateful radicalization processes. So this is yielding fruits, yes, but we have to accept that the homo-hateful movements, the anti-gender movements, the extremist movements are adequately resourced. Now, lack of resources has exacerbated our vulnerability to this targeted harm. Additionally, we've seen instances where there's tech-enabled or tech-dependent organized crime that is meted towards queer and binary folks. We are calling for the global solidarity. We're inviting you to help us walk this journey. Alone, we cannot.
Our next stories come from individuals sharing their personal experiences. These touching accounts reveal our community members' everyday realities, struggles, and triumphs.
Betty August is my name. My friends know me in the community. I am a lesbian, masculine-looking woman and living in Accra, Ghana. I grew up in a very traditional Ghanaian family with strong religious beliefs. From a very young age, I knew I was different, but couldn't quite put my finger on it. I was always drawn to girls. As I entered my late teenage years, I realized my attraction was just more than friendship or sisterhood. In Ghana, being LGBTIQ is not only taboo but also illegal. The criminal code outlaws unnatural carnal knowledge, what is widely interpreted as consensual same-sex relationships. Religious and traditional leaders often condemn these acts and they claim it is ungodly, it is demonic and un-African. I have struggled personally to come to terms with my sexuality, fearing rejection from my family and community, and I try to hide my feelings most often, but the burden of secrecy was suffocating, it was choking me. I felt like I was living a double life, pretending to be heterosexual in public, while secretly exploring my sexuality online, especially with a few trusted friends who were also lesbian and gays, to be very precise, because I knew them personally. One day I attended a community meeting held by an LGBTIQ organization, which I didn't know existed by then. That was like almost a decade ago. And for the first time in my life, I felt a sense of belonging and acceptance. I came to understand that I had other people who were also trying or struggling to understand who they really were. And through this journey, I faced discrimination and harassment from some of my family members, friends, and even strangers. I am confused and needed prayer and deliverance and all of the African type of belief, because I even had some friends who threatened not to be friends with me anymore if I didn't change from expressing my interest in being with the same sex partner instead of the opposite sex. Despite the challenges and more, I found strength in my community. That was where my activism journey started, and I started advocating for the LGBTIQ rights and challenging discriminatory laws and societal norms. I faced a number of backlash and even experienced an unlawful arrest in 2021, where the 21 activists were arrested in whole, but I refused to be silenced through that ordeal that I went through, and didn't stop me from creating activism, even though I fear what may happen next or in the future. But as it stands now, over the last 2 years, the LGBT community in Ghana has faced numerous human rights violations, and a number of them which are known worldwide and even on the internet. These stories and my story are a testament of resilience, courage, and human rights and human spirit's capacity to thrive in the face of adversity. As I always say, we the LGBT community are not asking for a special treatment, but we are only demanding for the same rights and dignity as any other Ghanaian or any other African or any other human deserves it. We are not other. Actually, we are human beings, deserving love, respect, and acceptance. In solidarity, I want to call on the rest of the world to uphold the rights of LGBTIQ persons, to come together and continue to amplify the voices and advocate for our rights. Thank you very much.
These stories highlight the reality of our communities. They show the challenges we face, the triumphs we celebrate, and the everyday experiences that define our lives. As we celebrate Pride, we want you to see the progress and support the journey ahead. Support comes in many forms: listening, learning, donating, and standing in solidarity. With your help, we can provide resources, support, and hope to queer youths across Africa. Your donations empower us to continue sharing these stories and to fight for a world where everyone can live openly and safely. To donate, simply scan the QR code displayed on your screen. As we ask for your generous donations, let's take a moment to reflect on how we've been using our resources to uplift the LGBTQ+ community in Africa. At AQYI, we're committed to positive change through 3 key initiatives: promoting economic justice. We empower young queer individuals by providing access to economic opportunities. We foster financial independence through skills training and safety strategies. In times of adversity, we stand in solidarity with organizations and activists. Our safety strategies ensure their well-being as they fight for equality and justice. Youth-led change. We believe in the power of our youth. AQYI provides resources and platforms for young queer persons to lead change within their communities. We want to thank you for your generosity. It is not just a gift, but a statement that every voice matters and every story deserves to be told. Happy Pride from all of us at AQII. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and our website. Thanks for watching.